Alright. The poem I'm going to read today is A Dream by Edgar Allan Poe. It's not one of his more well-known poems, but I still find it very significant. I'm going to read the entire poem first, and then analyze it stanza by stanza. The poem goes, In visions of the dark night I have dreamed of joy departed, but a waking dream of life and light hath left me broken-hearted. Oh, what is not a dream by day, to whom his eyes are cast, when things around him with the ray turn back upon the past. That holy dream, while all the world was chiding, hath cheered me as a lovely beam, a lonely spirit guiding. What though that light through storm and night so trembled from afar, what could there be more purely bright in truth's day star? I'm going to start by analyzing the first stanza. The first stanza goes, In visions of the dark night I have dreamed of joy departed, but a waking dream of life and light hath left me broken-hearted. I find it really interesting in the stanza that he describes reality as a dream as well, kind of like his mind is melding the two together. But he sees reality as like a nightmare in a way. But he sees his dream world of his past as the only joy he finds, which is mainly why he's melding the two together. Stanza 2 goes, Oh, what is not a dream by day, to whom his eyes are cast, when things around him with a ray turn back upon the past. In this stanza, I believe he's caught up in the past. In the past and in his dreams, he sees a happier time, and his reality is dark, so he's trying to escape his reality at all costs. Stanza 3. That holy dream, while all the world was chiding, hath cheered me as a lovely beam, a lonely spirit guiding. I feel like in this stanza, he feels as a lonely spirit and doesn't fit in. But he finds happiness in his dreams, which is why he wants to escape so badly. He doesn't fit in where he currently is in the real world. Stanza 4. What though that light, through storm and night, so trembled from afar? What could there be more purely bright in truth's day star? He sees his reality as dark and his dreams as pure, which is why he wants to be in the pure dream world, and which is why he melds the two together. He wants to be in the pure, lighter world where he's happy. This poem first appeared in Tamlin and Other Poems, which is Poe's first collection, but it didn't do very well. But I still find the poem to be important because it kind of says a lot about his life at this time. Poe, at the age of 1, his father left him and his mother, and at the age of 3, his mother died of tuberculosis. But soon after that, he was adopted by the Allen family and was finally able to obtain the childhood he deserved. He was able to be happy with them and actually had an active social life. He was renowned for a time for actually swimming up the James River, up the current for 6 miles. After that, though, his stepmother, who he'd grown really close to, contracted tuberculosis as well as his first mother. So now she was dying, and his relationship with his stepfather, which was never good, was more volatile than ever. Often his stepfather would bring in other women while his wife was dying in the other room, which Poe would argue with him constantly about. And eventually he sent Poe to the University of Virginia. He only sent Poe with enough money to get to the University of Virginia, though. So whenever he was there, he had no money and no way to feed himself. So he turned to gambling to try to solve his problems. But he wasn't a very good gambler. And soon after gambling, he made such a debt that there were debtors after him, and he feared being put in debtor's prison. So he fled the University of Virginia in order to escape that fate, and joined the United States Army under a false name. This was probably Poe's lowest point in his life at this point, and I can see how, with like the narrator, he would want to look to his past. His reality is very dark. He's run away from school, which he loved very much. His stepmother, who he loved very much, or his foster mother, who he loved very much, is dying, and he just wants to escape to a time before she had tuberculosis, his happiest time in his life, arguably. But what I think makes the poem mostly great is that it's relatable not only to Poe, I think it's also relatable to everyone nowadays. We all have ups and downs, and a lot of us would usually find solace in our past or happier times whenever we're sad, which I feel is what Poe felt whenever he was writing this poem, and as well as the narrator. But I think the narrator went a little too far, because he's starting to meld reality and dream world together. I'd like to end this with a quote by writer Nicholas Trandall on Poe's work. Edgar Allan Poe's writings showed me perfectly there can be such fragile beauty and purity located in darkness and sorrow. Thank you. Here is my audience. I can only get one person to join me today.